All right, good day everybody. Mike here from Northeastern Dirt and Property Maintenance. Really nice June day. We've had an immense amount of rain here the last week and a half. We've had inches of rain. It's been terrible, and it's slowed down my excavating over there in the shop, but it's coming along nicely. But one good thing it is good for is grass. My grass has popped up an inch high now on this next piece of lawn I'm working on there. That's all done, but it slowed me down a little bit on my swale cutting and my grading over there, but it's coming along. So that's what I've been fooling around with, and business for me right now is really slow up here. I had good April, good May. June, it's as if the tap shut off. I've got 2 pending job quotes, one with permits, waiting on permits on a septic system. Other than that, right now, it's like the tap is shut off. But anyway, I just carry on. That's just how it goes. And today, I'm cutting the grass. Comments. And actually, I generated a few comments. If you check out that Kubota zero turn removal of the deck that I did and everything else, I'll put a link in there in that description to that, so you guys can have a look at that if you haven't seen it. But anyway, I've had guys tell me about you don't have to take the deck off. You can... my machine's got a jack on it for cranking. I could lift the front end right up, and that's fine. You can get these machines, these Z-turns, with the optional crank jack for the front that affixes itself underneath here. You flip that up and you put your hand crank here, and what that does is the jack comes down and it actually works off your front axle, and it will lift the front of your machine right up so you can clean the deck. But this one here has just got the locking pins to give you free float on your axle, or fully locked up axle where it will not pivot with the ground. But of course, I want this front axle pivoting with the contour of the land. And as you can see, it has no jack on it, and I opted for not getting the jack when I bought this. I don't care about the jack because I like taking the deck off my machine. It doesn't bother me. It's not surplus work. There's lots of time to do it in the off season, beginning of season, end of season. So I take it off, and it allows me to get underneath there and see all the cracks and crevices. I'm not on my back scraping. I don't mind pulling the deck off, and then I just oil spray it when I'm done. Anyway, I sharpen the blades, put the blades back on, and I'm just out here cutting today. And I was going to give you guys a little bit of update on the fruit trees today and the wildflower garden. On those wildflower gardens too, I can put a link in there that I put in last year. They're pounding. With the amount of rain we've got up here, the fruit trees are also pounding. It's fabulous. And there's the cherry trees from last year, and those are just they're just pounding, man. Look at the new growth on these. This is this year alone. You can see the new growth. You've got 6 to 8 inches of new growth already on these trees this year, and they're doing quite well. Another cherry right there. Okay, but on a bit of a downside, look at this apple. It's struggling. So this apple tree right here, I was kind of counting on this thing making it too. I wanted them all to make it. Well, they all didn't make it, and I'll show you. And, you know, according to spec, you put these trees in, keep your graft union above the ground. I did all that. I stake them, blah, blah, blah. I did all that stuff, fertilize them. But anyway, this tree was doing okay. I don't know what happened to it, but I do know what may have caused it a little bit of stress. Last fall on this particular apple tree, I had a moose come up here, and the moose snapped it off right here. I seen his tracks in the yard. And he come right up here and he broke this apple tree right off. The whole top leader, he snapped it off. But you know what? That's just the top leader, and that shouldn't have actually caused a huge catastrophe with this tree. But another thing I got going on for some reason, the bark seems to be going for a bit of a shit on this one. This tree, I think, is on its last legs, so I'm just leaving it alone. And the moose snapping it off didn't help. So she's not looking too good. But we'll see where it goes, and I'm going to leave that little sucker on the bottom right there and let it go. It does have some good leafing on it, but you know what? I think it's on its way out. Okay, and as for these 2 pear trees that I thought were over trimmed last year, over pruned last year, they died, both of them. So the nursery gave me 30% off 2 more trees. So I went and bought 2 more pear, and these guys are just wailing this year because, for starters, we didn't have those triple killing frosts that we had last year. We only had maybe 1 or 2 very, very light frosts on these trees, and they weren't even in leaf. The buds were hardly formed, so that was fine. And they're doing quite well. Those are brand new this year. Pear trees, Anjou pear. This is the epitome of perfection in an apple tree, I have to say. This guy right here, this guy is like 100%. He's branched nicely, he's open centered, and he's heavily leafed where he needs to be. The wind can come through him. That's a perfect specimen of an apple tree. Did I get lucky? Did I prune him right? I don't know. I just prune him and he come out nice. That's a really, really nice tree. That one is good. And there's the new pear. That's the second new pear tree right here. And they're coming nice, waxy leaves. Everything looks good with these fruit trees this year. And yeah, she's looking good. So there's these trees staked because we're on this hilltop for this wind. I'm going to leave these trees pretty much staked, and I actually got a broken wire over there, for 2 seasons, and then I'm going to pull them off so they can strengthen their roots. But anyway, just because we're on the hilltop. And here is a beauty pear tree, and it's got at least 12 to 14 inches of new growth on it this year. This one here. This one's going to need a bit of a trimming this year, but Anjou pear, it's coming beautiful. And I usually have real good luck with the trees, and that pear tree's coming nice. So what I'm up to today, I thought I'd show you a little bit on that lawnmower, the jack, and some of the comments I got on my videos, and I'm going to fire it up. I'm going to do a little cutting.